Hey everyone, it's Michael and
Matt
and
Ruben
from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au. Not only bringing you Friday, which we're very proud to sponsor.
What more could you want?
Of the week, but we're all here in the same room.
Yeah, got the old band back together.
It's been many a week.
Yeah, reunion show. And it's been almost a month since we've all been in the same room.
Yeah, it's probably right.
And we still, we sort of had a meeting for today.
Yeah,
So it should be pretty well
kicked off with the
structured.
meeting
Yeah,
today.
yeah, actually, that's going to be good. It's going to be a good stream then.
So it's always a good stream.
That's true. That's true. But there's a bit of magic in the room when everyone gets together and, the chat gets all pumped up and I've got a good feeling about this one. We'll wait and see what happens though.
Michael looks fresh, Duncan Rose reckons. Aqua77, don't you guys take super
Maybe
chats?
from here up, but from here down, there's bags under the eyes the whole lot.
We haven't
We've
set
got
up
good studio lighting.
super chats yet. Not really something we've looked at. Most of the time we're able to hit everyone's comments, so we try it most of the time. Michael, apparently that was worthy of a laugh.
None of the time do we hit everyone's comment.
Okay.
What's a
At
super
least-
chat for those that are
So
uninitiated?
you can kick a couple of dollars behind your message and say hi, highlight my message basically, and it goes to a little separate area and it basically says don't miss this one.
What a racket. So people pay to have their comment pushed.
Yes.
So it'll be
Yeah.
come up on the screen for us.
Well, you'd say it's a racket, but I was actually thinking, I don't think we'll do it, but I was thinking the other night, like the amount of money that this channel costs, and don't take this as a complaint because it's absolutely not, but the amount of money that this channel costs us compared to what it receives.
It's unreal. People that think that there's, and it's not a slight against YouTube, but people that think that it's like a serious
money spinner.
money spinner. Yeah. Buy one lens for your camera after a year of doing YouTube, and then tell me
Well, I think
how it all works out.
it's why people will often, you'll get the random sponsors for random items during videos and things like that. There is definitely ways to make money on YouTube, and just the AdSense is good, but just kind of by itself alongside the business, it's not yet running as its own beast yet.
Yeah, we got to sell out. We need Perth Mint, get on board, start sponsoring the stream.
We've had several companies, I can't tell you how many, quite a few over the years, offer to sponsor us and promote our product and all that sort of stuff, and I'm not interested.
Yeah, because they want to censor us.
Yeah, well,
You're going to say, hey, but you can't talk about this. You can't fly off the handle about that.
Yeah, like we all know. I mean, you want to say officially we're sponsored by Bullion Now, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, technically.
and we're sponsoring Friday.
And we're on a pretty long leash with Bullion Now.
But like I'm probably the one that's going to be sticking their foot in it anyway.
100%. Yeah, that's why it's for the best that it's you. And yeah.
But like I don't want anyone saying, oh well, we'll sponsor the product, and then people start saying, well, hang on a sec, are you guys? Like they know where our bias is. I mean, we're trying to flog silver and gold. It's fairly obvious we're called Bullion Now. We make no secret of it. So I just. Yeah, maybe if we got sponsored by an aviation service.
That's what I was going to say. The problem would be if it's anyone within the industry, they'll say, less aviation talk, maybe more focused. So, yeah, you're right. We can't. Yeah, you can't put shackles on this. It's a runaway freight train every week.
Numa's point there, though, how much in promotion and outreach does it make, though? And that's essentially what it is. Yeah. It's advertising and education and all bundled into one. And it's a great place for it.
Look, I mean, 10, 15, 20 years ago, I'd be paying for newspaper ads and TV ads and all that sort of stuff. Whereas now, we run YouTube and they pay us a small component. I think we earn, what do you reckon? We're about $50 to $100 a week.
I think it's about.
I think it's something like that. Which if you saw Ruben's wage,
yeah, it covers the amount of water I drink.
Well and truly covers it. Well, I think someone's got Matt and I confused because they're wondering if I'm running my own shop in the background whilst also working at Bullion Now, and I'm here to declare that is not happening. I think you might be talking about Matt, who you might see in his own space for the rest of the week.
It shocked me to see a photography type shop come up for Ruben.
Yeah, like a studio. That'd be cool.
Right. If you ever want to learn how to make videos and I don't know all the stuff that Ruben does that I don't understand,
yeah.
Talk to Rubes, he's pretty good at it.
Want to get better at it. It's a little hobby of mine. Some
I
people
want to see it behind the scenes. Actually, now that we're riffing, now that we've got started, I'd like to see, imagining that I'm a viewer, it'd be cool to see a behind the scenes video, either on one of the videos that gets
behind
shot
the scenes
here.
of the shop, or
No,
behind the scenes of the
or
studio.
like even the stream. Do you know what I mean?
We'd have to clean up.
Yeah.
No. You want it to be authentic because you see this is the polished front end. But I'm always curious. Like the first time I came into the shop as a customer, it felt like I was doing a behind the scenes tour of my favorite YouTube channel. So maybe that's something to do one day, Ruben. Set up I don't know, maybe even like a little time lapse of us. Like put a camera up here so you can see us.
We can do something like that.
I don't know. Maybe people would hate it, but I find that kind of stuff interesting.
Apparently, I'm a bit quiet, Rubes.
Yeah, I just bumped you up.
Which is very unusual for me. Usually
that's just what's coming through over on mine.
Well, that's why your channel's turned down in the first place.
When I was at a previous aviation job, they suggested putting a camera on the flight deck so they could watch and hear what the pilots were doing and saying.
Ooh.
And we very quickly went, you've got to be kidding me. You really think you'd have any passengers left at the end of the day at all? If you heard what goes on a flight deck, you wouldn't get on the plane, I can tell you.
Do pilots, this might be, and again, shocker, we're on aviation. Obviously, you substitute out when you're doing a real long-haul flight.
Yeah.
Do pilots ever sleep
Yes.
like at the wheel?
Yeah, well...
Technically?
No, Your Honour.
But it could happen, conceivably.
There's a possibility that I was on a flight one day and I was possibly, theoretically, let's work on theoretically.
P.S. This is why we don't have sponsors.
We're on a long flight and I was actually, I was not an operating crew. I was there just in the jump seat.
Yeah.
So I'd said to the boys, I'm going to have a bit of a snooze, no worries, wake me up when we're about half an hour out of landing sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I woke up halfway across the Pacific and looked over and the captain's...
so basically, plane, you don't need to be that sharp to fly a plane is what I'm hearing.
We just got a nice little clip there for Lewis for some of the short form content.
But that's only in theory. It may, I doubt that it's ever
It's
really
all hypothetical stuff. Far out. Have we got some bullion stuff to cover off? I feel like this could all come undone real quick.
I want to drag us back to the super chats. I thought BJ had a fantastic suggestion.
Yep.
So instead of doing it in dollars, we do it in choc sultanas. I'll be the size of a house by the end of the year.
But there'll be a lot of chats.
But I'll keep chatting all night.
I guess that is more beneficial in the event that if... So, Super Chats is new to me, but I imagine that it'd be beneficial if there was stuff that we shied away from and you wanted to push something that was a little controversial.
It's it's also for the really big channels where they've just got like a constant flurry. And, we
get drowned out in the
our chat
noise.
pops off, but there is absolutely, there's absolutely times where it would be helpful to stand out, but we try and I'd say we hit most things at least during that end rapid fire set. I don't think, at least for a long period of time, I don't think there'd be someone saying, "Oh, they've never seen my question, they've never been able to answer."
Yeah, or we shy away from it because
I don't think we shy away from it. I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so. It's pretty straightforward.
So there was a couple of comments there asking about the Trumps that were released. You released last week. Also put out a little short this week as well, and asking about the copper bars as well. So
let's hit the copper bars first.
World's most controversial release. Who would have thought? You put out a Trump coin, no big deal. Put out a copper bar, all hell breaks loose.
And Australian conundrum. Apology accepted, and you don't need to apologise. I actually like it when people. Be honest with us. Don't hold back and say, look, we think this is... But
you're a big fan of the iron sharpens iron, mentality.
I think it's good. I was a bit taken aback. I don't know. The comments just seemed to really get stuck into us, and I kind of went, I don't understand.
I think and I've now watched both videos, I would get charged up if you came on, and I said this to Ruben, if you came on to the initial video and said, look, people know me as, a platinum enthusiast, but these bars have, taken the front seat, and this is where you want to be headed with it, in terms of, the pinnacle of your stack. But I thought it was pretty straightforward, and I think when you have things like that are up for interpretation, there are some interesting views on how that was all presented. But I think the follow-up video was very good as well. Very
I
made it very, very clear as to, what the company stance is on this sort of thing.
Well, I thought I headed off at the gate in the first video by saying, look, you are going to get a better price if you head down to Bunnings and buy some copper piping down there. So I was a bit shocked where people said, what a rip-off, and I can't believe you got him in. And it's like, hey, whoa, hold fire.
It's literally what was being requested.
Yeah, it was that was all. I mean, they're a beautiful bar, and look, they are always, funnily enough, they're going to be dearer, even if they were priced at in relation to their spot price, which they're actually not. But even if they were, they'd be a higher premium than your likes of silver anyway, because one of the guys here, Con, was telling me about it. When you're dealing with copper, it's got to be a much higher temperature. They're much harder to pour than silver is.
Okay.
He went through this whole thing, and I'm like, I didn't have a clue. But apparently there's quite a bit more work and detail going into to cast copper bars. So
you should chat with Germania about it. Get the inside scoop, see what it's all about. But yeah, they do look really nice. And all of their products are sort of in a different category to everything else anyway. So yeah, I thought they were very cool. But
quality's horrendous.
It's good. It's good to see though. I don't know. It's about time we had a little bit more drama on the channel.
I got to be honest.
A bit of excitement.
I actually logged on to apologise, like on the comments, to apologise to people because we'd sold out so quickly. So I assumed that's what everyone would be having a dig at me at, like, I can't believe it, you didn't. I was 10 minutes in and they're already sold out, and they disappeared out of my basket. That's what I was expecting. Yeah. And then when I logged on and got all this other stuff, I went, well, they sold out in, I think the kilo bars sold out in 15 minutes, Rubes, or 20 minutes?
I actually didn't look at the time. I just took a look, and I think there was only like 200 views on the video by the time they sold out. So it's at 3,000 and something now. So, there's 2,000, at least 2,800 people that watched the video and went, hey, there's nothing here.
So, that was kind of the pummeling I expected. And, it was the complete opposite. So, look, no hard feelings with anyone. I like that people feel that they can actually say, hang on a sec, guys, why this or why that, or you should maybe think about this, or have you considered that? I actually like that sort of stuff. But, yeah,
it's good fun. Yeah. Something a little out of the ordinary, and similarly, the response was a little out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Great question there from Aqua77. Why doesn't Perth Mint ever make a 1 kilo Kangaroo silver coin? It's a gorgeous design, arguably nicer than most of their designs, and they do it for gold.
Well, Michael hates the design, so don't ask him, but I think it's a great idea.
I don't hate the design.
Oh, you're always whinging about it. Award-winning red kangaroo, iconic, but Michael's, nah. Well, go on. What do you think of it? As a kilo?
I see no point in it.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Because I hate the design. No. No, look, it's not that I hate the design. It's that it's a repetitive design, which is what it's designed for. Don't get me wrong here. If they change the design every year, it would put the price up because you've got to factor in new design costs, new dyes, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. The reason it's cheap and cheerful is because they use the same design year in, year out. And as Matt keeps telling me, it's an award-winning design.
Iconic. Internationally recognised.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be... Maybe it'd change your tune to see it in a kilo form. Maybe that could be the...
Well, I've seen it.
Turning of the tides.
The kilo. In fact, we've got a couple of kilo gold coins, Kangaroo gold coins in the safe.
Yeah.
So I've seen it on a larger planchet.
Well, we've seen it in 1 ton form.
We've seen it in 1 ton. That's, I have to say, I like the design on the 1 ton. That's impressive.
It looks nice. That coin looks bizarre. Like that, the finish on it.
Well, it's all hand chiseled.
Yeah.
There's the video of them making it, and they're sitting there on the ground, kind of.
It's because it's gold plated.
I was going to say it almost doesn't look real, but I didn't want to get cause another controversy. But, well, again, that's why we can't get sponsorships.
Kim and Annie say, any chance of getting some fractional maples soon?
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
I have a feeling. That we did. Yeah, that we just got the customs
I
notice
just got
on
told
it.
there was maples. I wasn't sure if that was fractionals included in
I
Is
wanna
the
this.
say
one
it is.
grand
We got
in the
some-
sheets in the... Is that what we're talking about?
No, just some quarters and
Awesome
tents,
small
and
ones?
that's.
Yeah.
We certainly got some in the Brits, like the Britannias. I think we did in the Maples, but I might stand corrected. If we didn't, we'll order some in early in the new year, which is only a few weeks away.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
So,
Speaking of Canada, someone was asking if we were going to be getting any of these through, which
Oh,
I hadn't
cool.
realised was a coin.
yes, we are.
So the goose is back.
Yeah, I know. Ruben and I have PTSD over the goose.
I still
Yeah.
love the goose. Like, I love the design. I think it's really cool. It was just that it was just the goose by itself, a really clean background, and it meant that if you looked at those coins the wrong way and there was an issue with the shipping on them and all that kind of thing, it just meant they marked up. But as far as design-wise, I think it's a really cool coin.
Yeah.
Look,
that's
I love the
nice.
design of this one, but I am so worried about that. Like, even I would say that's even got too much background in it after the last one because, like Rube said, it brushed against something and it marked.
There must have been some sort of... maybe even on... We should look into it and get it, with a loop and whatnot. There mustn't have been enough rim on those as well or something like that because
I don't
that
know
was
what it was.
bizarre. So hopefully, in this instance, that looks like the same sort of format as the Creatures of the North. So maybe they've amended some of the...
Bulked it out a bit.
Yeah, the rim might have a little more... what's the
Yeah.
word? Like give... I don't even know what the
Bit more
word...
depth in it.
bit more depth, yeah, so to avoid them touching. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. So we are getting those.
We are getting those.
Yeah, cool.
That's confirmed.
Awesome.
And Nebraska, fantastic place in the States.
Never been.
Seriously.
I haven't been to many places.
We need to do a BN World Tour to Nebraska.
It's about time we've sort of pushed the boat out a bit further. We've done all of Australia. We didn't do Northern Territory.
We didn't do ACT either if you're going to do that, but we touched all the states.
ACT is sort of a nothing place.
Oh, come on, we're gonna do a
distancing
ram.
myself from that statement.
We've got to do a ram tour at the very least. Come on, in this industry,
Yeah,
rams.
all right, we'll stop in.
At least
we'll check it out. But we could do a stream from Ayers Rock. Imagine that. But no, we'll tackle the rest of the world. I think it's time.
Canberra Stacker, wasn't it? Actually did a defence of us on the copper bars. Was it
All right,
Canberra Stacker?
I take it back.
Yes.
We'll swing by. We'll fit it into the schedule.
And if you want to look at his breakdown of it, he's actually not far off correct with the numbers
did he
that
crunch some of the
he crunched the numbers and he's not far off right. I think he slightly overestimated how much profit we actually made. I think
Yeah.
I worked out the other night. It was last night. I think it was $600 and change we made
Yes.
out of the whole thing.
Gumbag.
Anyway, I don't want to go back down that
Yeah,
road again, but I
slippery
just
slope.
wanted to acknowledge Canberra Stacker because I did say we were going to talk about it, but I think we kind of took the sting out of a lot of it with the with that video I put up. But yeah,
The other one off the copper that we were going to talk about was the Trumps.
the Trumps.
And
What
the-
were we going to talk
Well,
about?
yeah, well, in relation,
There's people
in what
wondering
sense?
if we're all sold out because we're done on the website now.
No, we've got another 3,000 or 4,000 coming in of them.
Woo.
So
Have we had a batch turn up already?
no,
Oh.
they're up for they haven't even been made yet. They're still carving out the die.
Unreal.
But
We're only going to sell the ones that we had locked aside, basically. But we've got some more locked aside now,
Yeah,
so that'll
so
open itself up for some more
expect
pre-orders.
to see them go up for pre-order over the weekend. So if you're a Trump fan or you know someone that's going to wind them up if you buy a Trump coin and give it to them for a Christmas present.
Trump round.
Trump round. Sorry, it's not a coin. My apologies.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm just being really, really annoying about that, but we had people message in and ask, like, wait, are they coins? Is this official
Yeah.
by the
Yeah.
US Mint? Or
No.
they're just rounds.
Oh,
but they are
that'd be
still
so
really
good
cool.
if the US Mint made a Trump coin.
Ooh.
That would
Yeah.
go off like a frog in a sock.
If they did anything interesting, it'd go off. Again, we're never getting sponsored. Oh, wow.
Ouch.
Yeah, I knew we'd be on fire today.
Well, I'll cross off US Mint for sponsorship contacts.
Oh, wow, we.
All right, we need to move on to the other release of this week that might be a little bit a bad thing for us because I don't think they're actually up on our website yet. But the 2025 Kangaroo was released this week.
Silver design looks great.
Unreal.
Award winning.
The way they've twisted that 5 on the silver, it's just amazing.
But I thought we'd bring and take a look at the gold design. Thoughts?
Kangaroo. All right, here's the rub. Kangaroos are not. I think that's actually a really good depiction of a kangaroo, but it highlights the fact that they're not super attractive animals.
Ouch!
Is my impression.
Well, you're on fire today.
Yeah, I know. Look, this is just again one guy's opinion, but you know, I've been to the zoo. I've seen kangaroos, and pretty much looks like that. They don't when they're just lounging around. They don't have that majestic look like the one in the background. You know, the like your sort of quintessential kangaroo depiction. When they're just lounging around, it's not super flattering. They don't look really.
Yeah, but you don't look that flattering, mate, when you're lounging around.
Even when I'm doing my best, I don't look so great. But you know what I mean. As in, I think because sometimes people get bent out of shape by saying, "Oh, you know, that doesn't look anatomically correct" and all that kind of jazz. I look at that and think, "Yeah, yep, super duper accurate.
It's a kangaroo,
exactly like a kangaroo." And then I don't know. It just doesn't really inspire me. It looks.
You flick the image up again, yeah.
It looks like a kangaroo lounging around. Cool. I don't know. What's your take on that, Michael?
I hate to admit this, but I actually think I agree with you, which is terrible. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Yeah, this is a bit of a rare occurrence.
Yeah, I just almost wish they'd take the kangaroo in the foreground out and just leave it, the rest of the design there. And maybe it'll grow on me.
Yeah.
Because I actually like the background. I like the... I don't know what we politically call those trees anymore, those shrubs. But I think the scenery looks great. But you're right, the kangaroo kind of kicking back, which is probably
what they do.
That's exactly right.
And I guess when you're working with a series that's been running as long as that, you're dealing with a finite pool of poses and so forth. Like whenever we see the koala and we just occasionally think it's a bit ho-hum, well, yeah, they similarly
23 hours
exactly, and if they're not doing that, they're eating eucalyptus
There's only so many
leaves.
poses they have,
Yeah. So I guess, you're sort of limited in how clever you can get with it. Maybe something involving a joey could be interesting, like as a little point of difference.
Before.
Like a joey in the pouch. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've done that a couple of years ago.
Have they?
I'll have to go back through and look.
Someone in the chat will straighten us out. But, I don't know. It's not bad. It just doesn't. It hasn't set my world ablaze.
I've had a couple of questions come in through Facebook. Anything new coming in 10-ounce silver bars?
Yeah, that's been a while.
It has. They're getting a little hard to get hold of at the moment.
Hang on. Oh, there's some. Oh, what size were they though, Rubes? You showed me a bar this morning. Am I speaking out of school here?
What, the buyback ones?
No. When you showed me these two that are on the table, there was a bar.
Oh, no, they're 100 gram.
Ah, so that's not controversial to talk about?
Are we allowed to talk about it? Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm trying to tiptoe around it.
When are we releasing them?
I haven't got a date on those ones. We've got a few others lined up, but not those yet.
You got a picture of one you can flip up?
I can get one.
So, look, these are... this is the problem with...
I did title this stream about new releases, so it's it's probably good we actually talk about some of the new releases we've got. Yeah, it's the problem is when you bang up against the end of the financial year.
End of the year.
Everyone's
it'll be the end of my finances.
everyone's trying to release things at the last minute type of thing. So like you should see the queue of videos that we've got built up for unboxings, and it's a case of like we're trying to get some educational videos out there, and you can't fit them in for all the unboxings, and people complain if we don't get the unboxings out there. And anyway,
I've got the photo when you're ready.
It's a tough life. So this is one released. This is Scottsdale, isn't it? That's released this one.
Yes.
Yep. And we haven't listed it on the web yet, so don't go looking for it. But we've got these in stock, and these are, and as far as I'm aware, it's the first I don't think they've done one prior to this.
I haven't seen it before, but I didn't have a dig around. Maybe there was a dragon one.
There is a dragon one.
There is a dragon one, is there?
And that looks.
Whoa,
and
was
rabbit.
that Scottsdale?
And rabbit. They might have done the full. The full thing.
I'm thinking of. I've got my wires crossed. I'm thinking of the Germania bars they did, the dragon ones.
Yep.
No, but there is a Scottsdale version.
Okay, cool.
But they are an absolute perler. They look good. They're not expensive because they're 100 grams.
Yep.
100 grams silver. So they're not going to blow the budget too much. So 100 grams, a bit over 3 ounces. There's something different. They're not a coin. Like, I don't know if anyone... Rubes and I were talking about this on the unboxing. Can you think of anyone else that does a...
non-minted bar? Yeah,
a non-minted...
Because Pamp obviously do
Lunar bar.
Pamp obviously do their series, but yeah, that's in the packaging as a minted bar.
No? Is that 100 grammer?
Yes. Well, at least they do a 100 gram version. They might do others, but I know they do 100.
I can't think of anyone that does a casty like that.
That design leaves me a bit cold, though. I'm indifferent towards it.
I actually quite like it.
I don't know. Chuck it up again, Rubes. Let's get a poll going. It kind of feels to me like an astrology.
Yeah,
it's given astrology energy.
Yeah, look, I can see what you're saying, but it's a cast bar, and it's only a 100 gram cast bar, so you haven't got a huge planchet to work on. A cast bar is curved, so you don't really have the edges to work with because you can't press a die like into it. Otherwise, you're damaging the surface of it too much. So you've got very little surface to work with. You've only got this thin channel down the middle.
Yeah.
I actually think they've done a great job with it. You're not convinced,
look,
Matt's waiting to see what the poll says.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the poll, so if I got to be on the right side of this poll here. It looks pretty well split down the middle.
Very split.
Yeah. I don't know. No, but again, I guess it's nice to have a bit of variety, other options, different depictions. But
well, I think you get that kind of, maybe not quite that much, but I reckon you get a similar kind of split just any Lunar series, because Lunar's not for everyone. It's one of those series that some people go, hey, not really for me.
No, and look, I get that, and I get Matt's point about it giving off astrology vibes. But I think with the amount of real estate they've got to work with, it's a good design. It stands out. It doesn't hide. It's different. They haven't gone for the standard snake or anything like that. They've gone for a more mythological, if you like, snake design.
You sound like an art guy all of a sudden.
Yeah, where's this
like we're in a gallery. Should be wearing berets.
Really?
Having a cheese board while we do the stream. But yeah, I take your point. And I guess you're right in the sense of you're working on a cast bar. I think I'm accustomed to seeing like the Perth Mint's rectangular bar, something like a minted product. So you're right. It is. They've had a crack. It still hasn't landed with me, but it's okay.
I think it's good. I'd absolutely. A few people are saying on there you might like it, but would you buy it? I'd buy it. Well, I did. I bought several thousand of them. But the really exciting. Should we break the news now or?
We
on
got
the video.
more news.
We can say that we... I mean, it's up to you.
We got boxes of these... Well, I can't tell you how many we got. We got a few boxes of these things. And we opened up the box, and it's got several bags in each box. We opened up the bag, and it had
this bar.
Yeah, bar number 1 in it.
That's the photo on that they've got. So it had that bar.
So we have serial number 1 on it, as well as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can actually go sequential on these suckers too. But
so what are you going to do now, though? You've let the snake out of the bag.
Well, as we said in the video, we're actually not sure what we're going to do. So we haven't decided as of this moment.
Yeah.
How we're
I have said,
that.
Please don't ask for sequential. We will attempt to, but please don't ask. No, I don't think I said don't ask for sequential. I said please don't ask for a specific
number 1.
Well, don't ask for number 1, but don't ask for a specific number because there's no way I'm searching through all these flaming bags for number 283.
Yeah, because that's my lucky number.
I'm not doing it. It's just not worth it. So, yeah, I think it's a great design. I think it's fairly well priced, we're really excited to get bar number 1.
Good stuff. So a video an unboxing video is on the horizon for that?
It's been filmed. Is there a mintage on it, Rubes? I actually don't know that.
They're unlimited. They're serializing them, but they're unlimited. So
yeah.
So I guess they'll just keep going.
You got to be careful with the words unlimited in this industry because quite often what it means is made to order. And if we can fit it on the production line. So quite often they'll say they're unlimited, but they only produce, 5,000 of them with, we might make some more. It depends on how they sell. And, so they're actually quite often these things end up being fairly limited.
I wish that there was more straightforward communication around declared mintages in the sense of, like, even with Perth, you have to go and find the report, and it's all...
And they don't release it for like 2 years
that's
afterwards.
what I mean, and I understand that there are, processes and procedures around all that sort of thing, but it would be nice if on, say, the manufacturer's original product page or whatever, you could go back after the fact and it was clearly, just communicated, because so much of that information has to either be dug up, through various channels, or you end up having to sort of, you have to extrapolate it based on, how many you suspect were ordered into the market. So, an opportunity for someone super motivated to go and compile something, I guess.
The other one that drives me nuts with mintages is, I don't know if they still do it, but some of the older Perth Mint stuff, you'll pull out your proof coin with its certificate and it'll say number 3021 of 5,000, and you'll go on their declared mintages and they'll say we produced 2,062 of these. And you think, how come I've got 3,021 if they only produced 2,000?
Because they're making lucky numbers, special requests, the kind of thing that you're trying to avoid.
Well, what it is they get to the end of the time and they go, oh, well, these ones didn't sell, because they just randomly pull them out. These ones didn't sell. They can go back in the melting pot and away we go again. So there is only 2,000 of them out there. You just happen to have number 3,021 of 2,000.
Try explaining that to someone when you're trying to,
right. Doesn't look shifty at all.
Put your sales pitch on.
Yeah, good fun.
Well, there's Aussie Girl's question there. Do Perth Mint melt what doesn't sell like excess lunars?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they're allowed to melt down legal tender.
Legal tender.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Someone on Facebook was mentioning that the sneak peek of Pakenham on that copper bar video that you were talking about was good. Are there any Pakenham updates? Joseph,
I was hoping to have a slightly more update than what I've currently got. The vaults seem to have come to a screaming halt. So one's active and one's 3/4 built, and it's driving me nuts. That was meant to be finished before I went up to Queensland. So, and I haven't had chance to call the company to find out what's going on there. The security system is going great guns. It's up and running.
Cool.
There's some finessing they need to do, like one of the sensors was so sensitive that every time the wind blew it set off all the alarms.
Oh, good. So you know it works.
Two of the cameras, I had to laugh. Typical technicians. There's these two, there's like 400 cameras around the place. Two cameras weren't talking back to the station and couldn't. Yeah. I reckon they spent 3/4 of a day going around checking cables, seeing if they're going to have to rewire it,
they didn't have the on button on?
Oh, we must. Yeah, well, I don't know which one, probably one of the apprentices, I think it was, in the end, he went over and he turned the PowerPoint off and back on again. The whole lot came back.
Genius.
It's like, great, you've wasted 3/4 of a day, fellas. All you had to do was turn it off and turn it back on again, you muppets.
Yeah, they say, oh, Michael, you wouldn't read about it. Easy fix, but here's your bill.
Yeah, that's right.
Super.
I got another one that's upside down, like the picture's upside down. They can't work out why it's upside down.
It was made in the Northern Hemisphere. Outside of Australia.
It's just teething issues like that. But the seismic sensors are in, the cameras are all in, it's all recording. And
cool. So when are we streaming out of there? Next week?
Well, we can actually stream any time we liked out of there, really. We're still, the big argument's going, technically we could open the doors tomorrow. Well, no, tomorrow's Saturday, so Monday. Technically we could open the doors on Monday. But there's still no furniture in there. We ordered a whole stack of desks, and somebody needs to explain the logic of this one to me. So we ordered all these desks. All the tops turned up, but they've sold out of the bases.
Milk crates. So, easy. You got a cafe nearby?
How does that work? How can you sell out of the bases and still have the tops in?
Yeah. I can see how to go the other way. Maybe you run out of tops, but running out of
Either
legs.
way, either like
Isn't
surely
it
you
all
sell
in the
them
same box?
Well,
Yeah.
surely you sell them as pairs. Like nobody comes in and says, "Oh, look, can I have a couple of bases, please?" Like, what are you going to do with them?
Yeah, where are you shopping? You're doing it all wrong, mate.
Obviously,
Upside down cameras, tables, no legs. Yeah, I want to stream out of there just so I can get down and see what's going
Well, I
on.
was going
there.
to say, we haven't been down there yet. So do we want to say, do we want to
Do an
commit to next
upside
week?
down stream.
Do we want to commit to next week or something like that?
Look, I'm easy.
Cool.
I don't mind. There'll be no furniture. We'll be sitting on the floor with our legs crossed.
Yep.
Doing
Sure,
it
you can
Indian
bring a
style.
trestle table or something.
But yeah, the people want to know when they're going to be able to come down. Are we saying
I
this
don't know,
year?
it depends. Look, the big argument going on at the moment, that's right, I got sidetracked with the bases. The big argument going on at the moment is, do we open the doors with literally cardboard boxes as desks and wooden boxes as chairs, or do we actually fit it out nicely so it's a bit of a wow factor when people come in? So maybe you should have a poll on that, Rubes. Do you want it as is, plain vanilla?
I think people are just going to say they want it because they want to come through. I think the thing will be for me is you can then go pre-launch, like we can have an official launch party or whatever once it's all looking nice, fancy, and so the people that do want to wait until it's all swish, the bee's knees kind of thing, can wait till after that, and the people that are just looking for somewhere to pick up outside of the CBD, yeah.
Oh, there you go. The one comment on there says fit it out. So says like
Yeah,
people-
you got to roll out the purple carpet.
Yeah.
Am I doing a poll or are we taking
Obviously,
polls?
yeah, it's
Do a
always
poll.
there's
Let's see what
nothing wrong
happens.
with a poll. Yeah, it's about we've sort of neglected the polls for a little while. So this is good. I feel like we're hitting our stride again.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to opening it. But, the big question is, do we just do it or do we fit it out properly? Because if we fit it out properly, it's not going to be open till... I mean, you're not going to get a tradie in January, so you're probably talking February, March before we actually get it open.
Oof.
Oh, I was going to say
Yeah.
it's 50-50.
Yeah,
Looks
it's a
like they
tricky
want us to
one.
wait till we're ready.
Well, if we did a stream there, can you do a semi? Is it appropriate or I don't know, safe to do a semi tour and you show some of it? Have a bit of a pre,
Yeah, we
or,
could
or
probably
does
show
that
some
ruin
of
the
it.
surprise? I don't know.
Well, at the moment, if we do it in the shop area, it's just going to be a big vacant shop area.
Oh, well, that could be a bit of fun to look back on.
Yeah.
Good for the memories.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Well, it looks like we might hold off. Get it all fitted out, kit it out properly.
Make a splash with it.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
What else have we got, Rubes?
We were going to take a look at some of the things you've got on the desk.
Yeah. What do you got here?
Mine or yours? Well,
Yours.
This is... Well, I actually brought these in for you.
Oh, okay.
To show everyone, but for you.
Yeah, but mostly me.
No, well, I mean, these ones will possibly float your boat because when did the maple first get produced, the silver maple?
1988.
Oh, geez,
Top of
he's
my
good.
head. Off the top of my
Jesus,
head. I'm
good.
shooting from the hip. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's spot on. Oh, you spin me out, mate. I don't know how you keep all
my
that.
head's not going to fit through
garbage
the
in
door
your
after
head.
this.
You're correct, 88. So these are actually 89s.
Oh, wow.
Still in their original RCM packaging.
Oh,
So
cool.
You can take them. I brought a few in
Yeah.
so we can hand around the samples. So these are 1989s. Do you want to...
These
hold it
are
up if you like.
super cool. Ah, look at that. Young
So-
Queenie.
It doesn't quite... So this is how they originally came in these heat sealed hard plastic bags from RCM. You can see the RCM logo at the top there.
Why does it say MRC next to it?
That's RCM in reverse.
It's not, though.
Oh, MRC. Sorry, I'm looking backwards.
Yeah, I'm looking forwards. I say RCM, then MRC.
I actually can't tell you that one. Maybe it's
Oh,
French.
someone in the chat, dive in. Oh, I reckon you're right. It possibly is.
French for the Royal Canadian Mint. Minte
Royal-
Tourle Canadien.
Oui, oui. Jeez, we're fancy.
Man, couple of Neanderthals up the front of you.
Some BN berets. Oh, Gee.
We just need some baguettes and we'll be right there, mate. We a bit of Eiffel Tower in the background. So what I was trying to highlight, and I don't think he's gone away from it anyway because we've been rabbiting on too much, is actually the toning in there.
Yeah, these are beautiful.
They're real, I don't know what sort of toning you call it. And I can't get it in the lighting to actually display properly. I don't know, Rubes, can you have a crack? They're almost gunmetal grey.
Yeah, it's so nice, and it's nice and consistent as well. Like, it's not patchy. Like when you catch it in the right light, it honestly almost looks like if you said that was an intentional finish, that is conceivable. That is very cool.
Yeah, I think, what was it, S Bliss. My initial reaction, I actually had to check them twice. I actually thought they were platinum as well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I've never seen platinum, maples this big. And I went, well, that's because they're not maples, they're silver. But they look fantastic. So
yeah, that's really cool. And nice to see them in the original packaging. It feels like a little more, you're adding that little extra history kick to the presentation. Well, this has pumped me up. This is cool to see.
So herein lies the problem. What do we do with them?
Enjoy them.
Yeah, but you can't
display them,
mate. If I kept every coin that I wanted to,
it's absolute.
We crossed that last week, didn't we? About where do you draw the line?
Yeah, the deepest rabbit hole on earth.
Yeah, but I don't want to just chuck them in buybacks because no offense, but somebody's going to grab them that isn't going to appreciate them.
Exactly.
Website auctions.
Yeah,
bring them back.
I don't know. Then we'll probably get hammered because we're selling maples for more than spot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're in a predicament no matter what you do. You can have
people
a
in
copper
chat saying,
bars
"I'll take
fiasco all over again."
Is an indication that
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. They're fantastic looking things. And to find them in their original packaging, I mean, I don't remember the last time I saw an 80s maple. They don't get around anymore.
It's rare that we even see the 90s.
Yeah.
That's super cool. And seeing the early portrait of the Queen is cool. Because again, we're not used to seeing it in this sort of light. And without their the mint shield technology or their sort of radial lines and whatnot. It kind of just feels like, it almost feels like you're seeing a prototype of the maple. That's really cool. But I can't help you. I don't know what to do with them. Yeah. They're very cool though.
So the other thing that I brought down to show, and I'm sure I've seen these before, but...
Hold the phone. Was the denomination always $5?
No.
$5 denomination.
We went
They're
backwards.
$1 now or $2, aren't they?
No, I think the Canadians are more than $1.
I thought they were $2, but you've kind of thrown me now.
Oh, well.
I'm doubting myself.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
All right. What?
So the other thing I brought in was a half-ounce platinum coin, which is unusual in itself. You don't see many of these, but this one has a gold privy mark.
Oh, you're joking.
So have a gander at that, and then Rubes will put it up to the camera.
1995.
So I can't think.
What do you got there? 2 doves?
No, it's World War II. It's the 50th anniversry of World War II.
Yeah, is that not 2
are
doves?
They doves or are they? I thought they were 2 aeroplanes, but I'm as blind as a bat.
Of course you'd think that. All right, well, Ruben can put it up. We can have a look. That's really cool. Is that some sort of proof set?
I actually don't know.
Doesn't look like a standard bullion.
It landed on my desk literally 30 seconds before I came on live stream, and I went, wow,
cool.
I don't think I've ever seen a platinum coin with a gold privy.
Yeah, me neither. That's very cool. And from 1995 as well.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll blow it up bigger when you get it to focus, Rubes. If you get it to focus, Rubes. Are they doves or aeroplanes?
Oh, you might have me here. Hang on.
No, I think you're right. I think they're doves.
Yeah, I'll take the win.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they're doves. Well, they're very deformed aeroplanes. Yeah, it's 2 doves. So...
Oh, that's very cool. It's something I haven't seen before.
Yeah. So the things we get in here, like...
Yeah, and it's one of those things, just when you think, I've seen most things, you can get a whole... a whole assortment, a table load of stuff, none of which you've seen before. Yeah. And it just keeps you coming back. It's good fun. I shouldn't be so dismissive of it, but quite often, like, we get a table
a table full of buybacks this afternoon. It was only an hour or two before live stream, and I said to Rubes, do you think you should get a photo of that? And it was a whole eclectic mix of coins, but they were only 2 or 3 years old. But they were like, some were from Germania, some were from
Comsco.
Yeah, Comsco, and all this sort of stuff. And like, they're nice, but if a table full of this type of stuff came in, like, I'd get really overexcited.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I prefer this sort of stuff, like the older stuff and the toned stuff and the unusual.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that was my
fun.
show and tell for today. What did you bring down, mate?
Well, I actually just spied these this morning. Oh, I wonder, how do you get these straight? Just trying to straighten it up. That's going to bother me now. It's not straight. Anywho, these are about to be released, is my understanding. And I reckon if I shake this...
I can get you another one, because that's probably the one I took out.
So, fun fact, it's the same as a PNC.
If you just wobble it a bit.
You got to shake it, and then it
some
straightens
top
up.
tips from
this is the things you learn when you're watching
keep him amused in the back rooms. It's unreal.
These are things that you find out the hard way, because I'd noticed that, and we're already sidetracked, shocker, on PNCs, when they're wonky, that always bothers me. But if you consistently shake them, it slowly rattles around. And for some reason, there must be some degree of consistency in the shaking. I don't know. It rotates around and you can straighten it out.
There you go.
So, next time you're looking at a big delivery of 100 PNCs, you can sit down for an afternoon and shake them all and off you go.
You're going to show people what you're holding there and shake
I'm sorry, everyone's on the edge of their seat.
Deleter wants an overhead cam, Michael. We need more cameras in here, I'm telling you. I need more cameras.
I can barely see the wall for the cameras as it is.
I sort of just need to find a little gap to see half the chat.
That's right.
We have here some Merry Christmas items. So for those that get pumped up for the great holiday of Christmas, ta-da! I can't see. You're going to have to... Oh, yeah, I can.
The thing I like about... this is not... Let's be honest here. This is not your favourite coin, is it?
No, this one's not.
You prefer the other?
The other one, that's why I sort of... We're easing into it. This one, funnily enough, the obverse, I thought was way nicer than the reverse.
Yeah.
Like that sort of pattern they've got on here, it seems to be... You've got on the outer ring an array of snowflakes, and then on the inner ring, I'm just shooting from the hip here. I'm going to suggest that pattern is a depiction of a snowflake or ice on the inner ring.
No, that's Scottsdale's logo, isn't it?
No, the inner ring, you goose.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't have my glasses on.
Yeah, that lion thing, I reckon that's a snowflake.
Yeah,
so do we need to...
Dumb
we
comment.
should probably
you better show
it.
the back of it. The thing I love about this is it's quirky. I mean, it's... Okay, but so we head off the copper fiasco.
Yeah.
These are coloured. They're going to incur GST. They're not extortionately expensive, but they're certainly not spot price.
Yep.
Let's get that out the way with for a start. They're a bit of fun. We've got very few of them in. We just got them in for a bit of a laugh. The thing I like... I actually quite like this design. I like the same as you. I like the obverse probably better than the reverse, but I actually like both sides. I think this one's pretty cool. But what I really like is the fact that it's got a little hangery thing on the top, so you can hang it on the Christmas tree.
Becomes a little ornament. That's similar. Who does that? The Royal Australian Mint do that with their 50-cent floral emblems. I don't know of anyone that does put them on their tree, but I'd like to see anyone from the BN family. If you pick one of these up, I want to see some photos for the live stream of your tree decorated with one of these.
Yeah.
And we can have a little, I don't know.
Collage.
Yeah, collage. That's the word I'm looking for.
I told you I was French.
Yeah, fancy. Again, still waiting on that beret delivery. But that's one. That's, I guess, the first one. The other one, this is objectively the better thing. Firstly, it's rectangular, which is cool in and of itself. But secondly, the design on it, this, for me, gives off my favourite mint, the Royal Canadian Mint type of energy. I love the...
You're going to have to take it really...
Oh, am I looking the wrong way?
Well,
I can't keep it straight. Everything's inverted on the camera. Maybe you need to hold it, Ruben. I don't know if people can see.
yeah. Look, that's probably good enough. Because
You get the gist.
Yeah, like
Well,
we'll
look at the
release.
other side then.
We're actually going to release these over the weekend, and the video over the weekend. And look, there's not gazillions of them. I think we might have brought in 100. I think.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Barely going to touch the sides.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to get stuck with. Not that I don't think they'll sell. My big fear was that they wouldn't turn up until Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Yep.
So I said to ads, grab them. Hopefully they turn up in time, but don't get too many just in case they don't
That's
turn
actually,
up in time.
a very sensible call. But I think either yourself or Ruben pointed out, it's nifty that they're not dated, perhaps. Yeah, so that's kind of...
Yeah, well, that was my fallback position.
Yeah,
but,
if you miss it next year...
But I also didn't want 4,000 coins sitting in the back room until
4,000 more coins.
Right. So we only brought in 100 of them. So they'll go relatively quickly, I suspect. But I just thought they were really pretty.
Yeah, funnily enough, I actually fully agree. And that bar is really cool. That's something, again, sufficiently out of the ordinary to capture my attention.
And it's not been done. I'll use which you wouldn't expect from Scottsdale. What I'm trying to say is it's not been done dodgily. The print on it is actually clear. It's crisp.
Yep.
It's got quite a bit of detail in it.
Doesn't feel rushed. Doesn't feel like, Christmas snuck up on them. They thought, we'll just quickly...
Yeah, we'll slap this one on.
Yeah, we'll get the intern on it and we'll just, knock something together. It actually seemed, it looks really good.
They're going to be approximately $70 a pop.
Okay.
Give or take. So
you sort of expect for
GST,
something that's coloured,
Yeah, that includes GST.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So, around about that $70 price.
So, very good.
The other thing I noticed, because we're planning on putting these out over the weekend. The other thing that I noticed
probably Saturday. Drogue's already asking when. It'll be Saturday afternoon, assuming the world, like the planets align.
Yep.
and
nothing explodes on us. It'll be Saturday afternoon.
The other thing I noticed while I was filming these, though, is the different, I guess, print job they've done on the windows of the village. If you catch the light right, I'll quickly show what I mean. They reflect far more, and you get this glow.
That's really cool.
Like it's nighttime outside, and it's just the lights inside.
Cool.
I think it's really cool. And so, if you'll see in the video, if I continue to extend the light over it, then catches the street lights and whatever over the other side as well. But I just thought it was really, really cool to see that.
Yeah, they're gonna go like the clappers. That's a winner. That's a slam dunk.
Yeah, they're gonna sell out like that. So.
So don't say we didn't warn you.
I can never get this right, can I?
Well, see, this is
just roast Michael for not getting enough.
This is one of those ones that's it. We got it in hand and went, yeah, wow, that's fantastic. We should get more.
That's the other thing, because they could have arrived and you look in hand and you think, oh, yeah, it's a bit, doesn't look so great. But yeah, they've aced it. It's really good.
Congratulations, Nathy.
What's happened?
His first nephew was born this week.
Hey,
last
nice
week.
one.
He's a stacker and he doesn't know it.
Nice.
Will we put a limit on them?
Can do. I hadn't planned on it.
I think with only 100, we can at least then say that we tried to spread the Christmas cheer.
I don't think people are going to buy 20 of them.
This is such a rookie mistake. He says these things. Again, this is why we can't get a sponsorship. So, all right. Well, yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. But I think
I
make
think
the
decision because
Fran's 91 is probably accurate. We should, for the first 24 hours, we should limit it to one per person.
they're not lasting
There you
24
go.
hours. They're not lasting 24
Yeah,
hours. I'm more realistic. I like to think about how.
Yep. Yeah, we're living in reality over here.
We'll wait and see, though. Could be entirely wrong.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We'll give it a crack. I'll try and remember. Please don't roast me too much if I forget. It's been a big week.
One of the other comments I saw was from Peter. It says, greetings from China. When are you looking at releasing the kilo and 5-ounce silver snake? Struggling with my VPN this week and need to plan when to look at the website. So, yeah, trying to get the signal out of China to take a look at our website.
Look, we've dropped the ball on that one.
Because that was this week, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was this week. They were released.
Which I find absolutely hilarious given the previous year's like craziness around the 5-ounce, and then for it to go pretty much unnoticed this week has just, it's like such a stark difference.
I tell you what, there's a few people saying they're not going to be around tomorrow, so What we might do is release some in the afternoon, and I'll release another batch in the evening. We might.
Oh, are you talking
split
about
the-
snakes now?
No, sorry, I'm back on the Christmas
Oh,
ones.
yeah, all right. I'm with it.
We
He's
might. I might
sensing
try
the
and do
blood
a,
in the water.
might try and do a split listing to try and help people with that one, just in case. I don't think it'll go off, but just in case it goes off.
Someone snip that little comment that Michael just made and use that when you can't get your hands on them. Back to, now onto the snake.
Yeah, so back onto the snake. We're just trying to get everything listed. There's so much coming in, and those ones have slipped a little bit like the kangaroos. They've slipped by the wayside, so we will get them listed probably early next week.
But
would
we
be
are
my
getting
suggestion.
them, is the headline.
Absolutely.
They're coming.
We're absolutely getting them. Hold fire. We will have them advertised next week.
And what about the 10-kilo dragon? What
Yes,
gives?
what
I've
is the
been
go?
waiting too long.
Well, we've ordered them. We've paid for them. They haven't shown up yet.
But they're on the way, so this is
They're
imminent.
on the way. Yep. So if you want one, I haven't actually looked at Perth Mint's pricing, but we'll be similar to Perth Mint pricing. We won't be any dearer than Perth Mint. I think they're about $7,000 above spot.
Which is pretty good. I think...
Given the 100 mintage when we
yeah,
were over
and
at
when
Perth.
we were over there, that
Yeah.
the
amount
fact
of
that they've
rooms that are
allocated,
dedicated.
the amount of resources that go into that, they need to do a video. They need to sort of that's not getting enough
awareness
spotlight.
of the
That is just as a thing. Other mints aren't doing that. Or who else does a 10-kilo
I
coin?
don't know of anyone that does a 10-kilo coin except Perth.
So yeah, I think, and I think we know a few members of staff over at the Mint occasionally tune into the stream.
No, we need to do the video. Stop giving them ideas. We need
Well,
to do the
give
video.
us next time we're back over there, we'll gladly do the highlight video for you.
Yeah, there we go. That's
Okay, yeah, that's an open invitation. We'll head over. You can see our oohing and ahhing over each step of the process, but that I don't think they're giving that the credit that it really deserves.
No, I was like, I've always kind of thought, nice coin, but like openly, it's much dearer to buy one 10-ounce coin than 10 1-ounce. Correction.
Kilos.
It's much dearer to buy one 10-kilo coin than it is to buy 10 1-kilo coins, which is unusual in the industry. It's normally the other way around.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of gone, well, they're only limited to 100 and they're pretty much handmade, so fair enough. When we went over there that time and got the tour of actually how they do it, and there are three rooms that are dedicated purely just to the production of the 10-kilo coin.
Yep.
So just to allocate those resources to 100 coins, and actually $7,000 is a screaming bargain above spot on those. So when you actually understand what goes into them. So yeah, if you're interested in buying one of those, and we have pre-sold a few of ours, send us an email to sales@bullionnow.com.au and you can go on the list for them. So I think we've got one or two left of our allocation.
Cool.
I'm just keen for the uncrating of those. The wooden box they come in. They're cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. We've done lots of coin stuff. We've not done much economic stuff today.
No, well, someone's asking your thoughts on the current state of the price, the gold and silver price.
Yeah, hit
Someone
it. We've
else
had a
was
bit of a
asking-
dip. What gives?
Yeah, I think I've been expecting it to peak out for a while now. So you've got to take into you got to keep in mind the fact that I called this at about 3,600.
Yeah.
We hit
So it's happened. It's just been
Australian.
a little.
Well, is it just the price hitting where it is, or is it like events based? Is it
I
the
think it's
election
events.
that's?
I think that's part of it. I think there is. To say that everything's sunshine and roses is absolute garbage. But I seriously think that there's a degree of, the election's over. We know who's going to be running the US next year as of January. We can calm that one down a little bit. And I think it's got people excited about other things. There's anticipation of share prices running up and cryptocurrencies running hard and all those types of things. So there's this almost... enthusiasm, that's not the word I'm looking for, but there's a certain amount of enthusiasm in those types of in the future that hasn't been there for quite a while. So I think that's what's pulled the price back a little bit. I think it will. I personally think it may stay back for quite a while. We might even end a bit of a gradual grind downwards. Although last night's movements were interesting in that it dropped, in Australian dollar terms, we dropped down to 39.20, I think it was, overnight. And then by morning, we'd sprung back up to about 39.80. And I don't know where we are as we speak right now. And obviously, that's all in Australian dollars. But it wouldn't shock me to see a bit of a grind down throughout to the end of the year and into the new year. But I think we're going to see it come back again because inflation is rearing its head again. And we're seeing that popping up around the world, and it may not be, it's too early to call it in official numbers yet. All we're seeing is a plateauing, if you like, of the decrease in inflation, in rate of inflation, or growth in inflation. But I got to say, I'm starting to get, I have been for a while though, but I'm starting to get concerned about the inflation genie and the attitude around it. I can certainly see inflation biting hard in the new year. Everyone's saying, well, Trump's going to do this and Trump's going to do that, and that's going to cause this and it's going to cause that, and it's going to drive inflation up. Look, it may do, it may not. He may not. We don't know yet, but even just looking around at what is happening around the world from an economic perspective, you look at the budget. I don't know if there's any of the POMs in today, but the UK released their budget last week or the week before, and there's quite a number of things in there that are going to punish. I tell you what, you'd be a game person investing in the UK at the moment with the new laws they've got over there, or the new rules that they're bringing in. It's not going to be fun and games over there, I think, for the next 12 months to 2 years. And there's a lot of things there that I think are either going to drive us or drive them into more recession, or possibly more likely we're going to see a bit of a stagflation area over there, which will hurt them a lot. Other things, the things that are happening in China and to the US to a degree, there's a lot of things there that are going to start driving inflation as well. And that's before we start talking about tariffs, which I feel like I'm back at uni and we're talking about the tariffs from the 60s and 70s. It's we realised back then that the tariffs didn't work the way we expected. You can clearly see when the US introduced the tariff on washing machines. So I can't remember what rate it was, but they introduced a tariff to non-US manufactured washing machines. So that drove up the imported washing machines. So instead of protecting or making the price cheaper in US dollars for US manufactured things, the US manufacturers went, well, that's okay. If they're having to put their price up by X amount, we'll put it up by just fractionally less than X amount. Yeah. So the price of washing machines went up quite a bit, whether they were American or imported. So, and that's what tends to happen with things like that. So it'll be interesting to see what tariffs are brought in and how they're brought in, because if they do it like the way they did in the 60s and 70s, it's going to be tit for tat, and it's going to drive up the prices. So the American consumer is the one that's going to suffer at the end of the day. It may protect some jobs, but it's going to drive prices up, which again is going to impact inflation, which again is going to impact the gold price and drive it up. We've been fairly protected at the moment because the Australian dollar has been easing, which is very unusual in this environment. So it's going to be an interesting few months. I don't believe we're going to see any charging back up of the gold price. But as I said, I've obviously been proven wrong because I called this plateauing at 3,600 Australian, not at 4,100 Australian.
Someone's asking there about the Japanese yen. Just doing a quick Google, looks like it's got some serious weakness at the moment. Yeah. Pain from weak yen deepens, and multi-month low against USD.
Look, the yen has been a basket case for a couple of decades now. And I can't see it changing. You've got a shrinking population, an importing country. Everything works against the yen, other than the fact that they've got a very strong parochial economy. Everything else works against it. So I can see more weakness in it. I think the US dollar will keep strengthening the more rhetoric we hear out of the US. So, which will mean a weakening of other currencies around the world in all likelihood. It's going to be interesting times. The next 6 months, I think we're just...
For some reason.
I'm frozen.
We might be back. Hello? Yeah, I think we're back.
We're back.
We dropped frames for a second there.
So I don't think it's a case of who was in the White House. I think it's the fact that we've got someone in the White House. So I think we're going to see some of this conflict probably start to calm down a bit around the world. That's just my take on it. The one thing that does concern me is and I spoke on this last week, yet again we're seeing the roll out of gold, roll into the digital gold, cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin. We've been down this track, so I don't know how many times we can go down this track. It pumps up. Rubes, have you got that? Did you have a chance? Nah. So I threw up a slide when we were up in Sydney at the expo up there, and I did a talk on Bitcoin. Is it? I can't remember what we termed it. Is it the new electronic gold or something like that? And when you've got something that moves plus or minus 90% in a short period of time, it's just you can't. You're playing with fire by rolling out of a stable-ish or stabler asset, rolling into a very volatile asset. I'm not saying that Bitcoin's a bad buy. I'm not saying that it's or any of those things. I'm actually not commenting on that side of it. My concern is more, and we see it every time that it heats up, people roll into the store, they sell back, and I'm rolling everything into cryptocurrency, and I'm going to be back in 2 weeks because I'm going to, my profits are going to be up 1,000%, and I'll come back in 2 weeks and I'll buy my gold back. And invariably, it never happens. I can't think of anyone that it's actually happened to where they've successfully done it. And I know that you pulled one off.
I pulled one off, but that was dumb luck. That was falling backwards into success. But I think what you're also highlighting, and particularly when you look at a lot of the commentators in the arena of crypto, they put date, the amount of times that we've had people come through the store that say 14th of November. It's all going down, and this is going to the moon, and this and that. And I think you've already highlighted it in your last bit of dialogue there with you called this thing at 3,600. It didn't happen till 4,100. You literally own a bullion company and have been involved in this space for decades.
Yeah.
You've been involved in the bullion industry longer than than cryptocurrency has existed. But we have people in this area in crypto that are saying, no, on the 20th of November, this move is going to cause this to happen. And then when it doesn't happen, you think, oh, geez, I thought that guy was, a super knowledgeable expert. Yeah. You're talking about an emerging market where you can't, there are people that, in any type of industry, and that's not saying that it's exclusive to crypto. We've got plenty of people in the bullion market, in all sorts of markets, that are claiming a level of expertise and saying, well, follow me and do what I'm doing and you'll be fine. And it just causes so many headaches, and it can be very alarming when you see that type of thing being more and more prevalent, particularly on YouTube as a platform. You see a lot of, anytime you're seeing these crazy thumbnails, your eyebrows should go up through the roof because there's something a little sus going on some of the time, not all of the time, but that's just my 2 cents on the subject.
Look, it doesn't mean you can't jag it, as Matt said. As Matt said, Matt did okay, but it was dumb luck. And invariably, they're the ones that we get coming in saying, I sold out and I've taken it. But the ones that come in and roll out of gold or silver or their stack because they're going to make a fortune in crypto, I don't think I've ever had anyone come back in and say, yep, it worked the way I expected. I've made some money. I'm rolling it back
20th of November, it all happened. 21st, I came in, bought a few kilos of gold and secured the winnings. So just keep your wits about you is what I'm saying. And no one's ever gone broke taking a profit. So don't be shy of going, I'm taking some out now. You can leave some in by all means, but take some out now so you've taken some profit. So when it does turn, and it will turn, I'll guarantee it, everything does. When it turns, you're not like, oh, man, I was up $1 gazillion and now I'm only up 20 cents and, oh, man, This all sounds all well and good, but I tell you, when things get wild, it's very hard. And those words of yours, there are a few words that, stick in my head, and no one ever went broke taking a profit. I need to get that tattooed on my forehead. It's they're words to live by, I think. People need to sort of bear that in mind. But none of this is financial advice.
No, and
we're just riffing here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What else have we got, Rubes?
We have had a video sent in to us by one of our viewers. It was a couple of weeks ago now. We had the distance streams and it wasn't shown. I'm not going to mention who it was, but they are in chat. So if they want to stick up their hands and say hi, that's me, then they can. They have taken a Bullion Now bag around the world to the Colosseum.
You're joking. I'm not saying it though.
Wait for it.
Up here.
Is this like a magic eye trick? Hey!
So Bullion Now bag has been to the Colosseum, which is pretty cool.
So our bags have now travelled more than I have. Yeah, we do need to get the world tour organised.
I still think we should go to the Guinness Book of Records and apply for the most world-travelled bullion bags in existence.
Yeah. Sometimes that category is not, a real challenging one to break into.
Right. You might have to add the undocumented part in there because otherwise just anyone that's ever sent them out. But yeah, no. We could maybe arrange that. That'd be cool.
No, that's cool. Good to see.
Yeah, a lot of fun. For those that are interested, I was going to get Ruben to put the link up, but I can't find it in a hurry. Kitco did a really good 10-minute YouTube video this week on gold and central banks.
Oh, yeah.
They highlighted a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of good stats in there about what central banks are doing with gold, what their attitudes are towards it previously, and what they are going in the future. There's obviously been a survey circulated. Now, you have to remember Kitco is a bullion industry media arm, so there is a very heavy bias there. But the article, the YouTube video that they actually had up there was actually... You still got to take it with a grain of salt, but it actually made some really good points about, China hasn't officially bought any gold since May, and we're now in, whatever it is, November. But it's quite likely that they've been doing it quietly, and that's what a lot of the demand's coming from. They also pointed out that some of the countries, China being one of them, are actually buying the mines now. So a lot of the mining that's coming out, even though it's in another country, the product comes out, it gets refined back in their home country, and so it never actually officially hits the books.
Yeah, as a purchase of... Yeah, yep.
So there's a lot of that sort of stuff going on, and they highlight some of that. They also highlight the attitudes. So, only X% of central banks thought gold was a hedge against inflation 12 months ago, whereas now Y percentage of central banks are acknowledging that it's a better hedge against inflation and plan on buying a substantial amount. And like some of these numbers, some of the numbers they were bouncing around, some of these central banks are buying like 400 tons of gold. Like, bend your brain around that. 400 tons.
Are we talking physical?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, that's
more than we have in buybacks right now.
That's right. Makes the BN vault look a little sad.
Rinky dink.
I can't even imagine 400 tons of gold.
Yeah, that's massive. That is very interesting as you highlight when you start to see a shift like that at that level when it's not, just John Q citizen, around the barbecue starting to have a change, a shift in mentality. You're talking about, you're right. When you're talking central banks, this is pretty major. It's very, very interesting to see. Maybe they're starting to tune into the Bullion Now live stream.
That's what it is.
Get a little education under their belt. But it's good to see. It sort of confirms what we talk about on here.
Can you imagine 400 of those kangaroos at the Perth Mint, the ton kangaroo? You imagine 400 of those lined up.
I imagine 400.
Be a great way
That's
to play dominoes.
A lot of wheelbarrows. Yeah, unreal. I
don't know about Aussie Rob there. Would love to see Australia buying gold again. I'd love to see Australia keep some of its gold. Like, we've got
That'd
a
be
lot
nice.
of gold in this country. It'd be nice if we stopped shipping it overseas.
Well, there's at least a ton of Perth Mint up on display.
Says the man who runs a business shipping gold overseas.
Well, that's a little ironic, isn't it? I thought of it that way. All good fun. All right, enough on that. I have a 21st to get to,
Really?
believe it or not. So I need to
cool.
start wrapping this up because I'm got to travel halfway across the state before dinner time.
There's
All right, so 500 questions in 400 seconds.
yeah, we're going to do
That's
that.
the one.
The other one, though, that has been asked, people want to know what is happening with this. There's been multiple people
I
asking
can't even
how...
see the flaming thing. Oh, that's the platinum
What is
coin.
this?
Sorry. Yeah, the half-ounce platinum we highlighted before. If people would like it, how do they get a hold of it? There is multiple people after it. Let
Oh,
me
then you're going to have to put it up for auction.
Okay.
I can't think of another way to do it. Are we doing auctions again yet?
I've got one ready for Adam to launch with. He's just swamped at the moment. So it is something we're willing to try again. There was something we needed to fix with it. We think it's all fixed now. The first one will probably be a bit of a trial, but it should be up and running again now. The only thing will be, that's it. There's a few now that we've just committed to, potentially those maples, the half-ounce platinum, and
You
the one
heard
we
it
had
first.
originally planned.
Auctions next week?
Oh, and
Yeah,
the
look out.
snake bar one. We've committed to multiple auctions this stream, so we'll see.
And if they don't get listed next week, the address to send your complaints to is...
Live at Bullion Now.
Poor Ruben.
The other question is about Black Friday. What's the go there?
Yeah.
It's on at the end of the month.
Yep. Are we
We
committing
will-
to doing anything?
We are committing to doing something. Now, look, we've
Nice and
started...
specific for people.
We've started stacking some stuff away for Black Friday. My concern with Black Friday... See, when we used to do Black Friday sales back in the day, 3 or 4 years ago, I could list 200 of something and everyone got a crack at it.
Yep.
As the copper bars proved, even when I get quite a number... They sell out fairly rapidly, and I cop a bit of abuse for it. So we are stacking some up. We're still trying to work out what we're going to do. We've tried to cover at least three metals, so gold, silver, and platinum. I don't think we're going to be able to do that this year.
It's all copper.
So it won't be all copper. I've certainly got some silver. I think we've got some gold, some fractional gold that we can do it
cool.
with. I don't have any platinum yet. So it might just be a little bit of gold and some silver, but we'll see what happens. We usually do one each day for the weekend. So one on Friday, one on Saturday, a different one on Sunday, and a different one on Monday for Cyber
perfect.
Monday.
Should be a hoot.
Yeah, so good fun. All right. 2 questions in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Kevin
Job
Saka,
done.
when you get buyback Australian legal tender bullion and is it not up to scratch to sell via the buybacks, do you sell it to the Perth Mint to melt, as they are one of the only places who can?
No, we don't. I've never had something turn up.
It's either in a state we can buy and therefore sell, or it's not, something that we're able to buy, whether that's because it doesn't have its stamp of weight and purity or, something like that. But as long as it has that, there's normally someone that goes, I don't care, it's gold or it's silver.
I think it cost you more to ship it over to Perth.
Yeah, than we
As
get
well,
for it.
yeah.
But yeah. Honestly, I don't think we've ever really had anything come in that people haven't bought. I mean, you just set it at the right price and out it goes. And, at the end of the day, silver or gold, whatever it is silver. And so someone will take it. And we might sit on it for a week or two, but I can't think of nothing stands out where I've gone, we've still got those stupid things hanging around again. In buybacks, I don't think we've ever had that.
Someone was asking if you've seen this coin, the Queen's Panther, the next in the True to Be series.
I have, and I believe we've got some on the way.
It is now released in the 2-ounce silver,
Yeah.
and potentially the other ones as well. Mike Tyson or Jake Paul?
Oh, Jake Paul.
That's such a doozy, though.
Yeah.
I'm calling a draw. If I were a gambling man, I don't think it's I don't think it's going to go either way.
I'll be wearing ear protection either way.
Yeah, it's going to be rowdy.
Kilo,
that's the one.
It's tomorrow, isn't it?
it's tomorrow.
I
Well,
actually don't
it's
know.
today US time, so yeah, tomorrow for us.
Okay.
Kilo coin stands. Will BN have them, or will Matt have them?
What?
Kilo coin stands.
They need it. We've been saying this forever. We've been saying this for years that needs to be something. You know, we need to get Adrian or someone to start jazzing those up.
I just bought myself a 3D printer. Maybe Ruben can start making some custom
prototypes. Yep.
So that'd be good. If I need to pick up a purchase, when is the store typically the quietest?
Never.
Usually, massive generalisation here, so it's probably going to bite me on the butt.
Yeah.
Not on Saturday, so Monday to Friday. Usually between about 9:30, so the initial rush is done and dusted. Usually between that 9:30 and kind of 11 o'clock-ish. It kind of squeaks in there, and you usually find quiet patches there. Once 11 o'clock kicks around, people start taking lunch or getting out of bed or whatever they're doing, and it seems to start to kick off from there. But again, that's a massive generalisation. There's days where this morning was dead quiet until about 9:30, quarter to 10, and then
it kicks off.
Then it kicked off. So you can never really pick it.
Morgo says, I'm over from Taz tomorrow for Pearl Jam. I might drop by.
Cool.
Saturdays are always interesting, and we're down one man tomorrow. So
look out.
Yeah, it's going to be even more fun.
Will Matt be attending the Ander show in Hobart next year?
You betcha.
Has it? Matt was one of the driving forces behind it.
Yeah, a vicious rumour, but I'll tell you what, I'm stoked. Tassie can't beat it. So any excuse to get down there. You watch this space. You probably find Michael manages to sneak down, find an excuse to come down for a visit.
Any excuse to go to Tassie. Yeah, I'll quite happily wander my way down
you'll
there.
See us live streaming from the top of Cradle Mountain. It's going to be a hoot.
Cradle Mountain's for sale?
Really? Why haven't you bought it yet? What are you waiting for?
Rapid fire questions we're going on about the saleability of Cradle Mountain. Where are we up to?
I reckon it's a good price.
1 ounce platinum maples.
What about them?
Are we getting any?
When the premium comes down. That's something we should talk about. I know I've only got 3 minutes left before I get into trouble from my wife, but premiums have gone ballistic. And this is what tends to happen with spot price shenanigans and what's going on at the moment, where you see spot price easing back on at the end of the day, the spot price you're seeing is really a paper spot price. It's not a physical spot price. There's been a huge demand in the industry, and we have seen some fairly large leaps in premiums. And I, for one, don't like paying excessive premiums. So I tend to push back on this a little bit. So we've been trying to get some platinum maples in for a little while, but the premiums are just insane, like seriously insane. It is actually cheaper to buy 21-gram bars of platinum at the moment, premium-wise, than there's I can't remember who does it, but somebody does a pack of 20 by 1 grammers, and it works out to be about a quarter of the price of buying a 1 ounce platinum coin on premium at the moment. So they're just ridiculous. So we will get some in, but I'm not paying over the odds for them. I'll wait till they're a decent price, and then we'll get some back in. So probably in the new year before we'll see them.
Good rapid fire.
Yeah, sorry about
Short,
that one.
sharp to the point.
I meant to duck into that one earlier and forgot.
Gold or real estate?
Yes.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah, white shoes.
With Matt opening his own store and still working at Bullion Now, what is his weekly schedule like?
Does
Chaos.
nothing.
Yeah, unreal.
Does
Put
nothing.
a little baby into the mix. I'm the living definition of burning the candle at both ends. But loving every minute.
He doesn't know what's hit him yet.
Yeah, I think that I'm in the thick of it, and then something else, jumps into the mix.
I think Peter missed our answer about the kilo and 5 ounce snakes before.
Hopefully next week we'll have them. We are definitely getting them. It's just a case of getting organised enough to get the listing up. So the listing will be up next week.
What's the record amount of people we've had watching live?
Whenever Matt's not here, we break 300.
Yep. And then if I'm here, you hover around
250.
12.
Any chance of
Reviewing his
XAG?
contract as we speak.
Any chance of XAG or someone else releasing some coins with one side blank for people to do art stuff with?
XAG did that 2 years ago, 3 years
really
ago.
Popular.
It was very popular. We should put the word out and see if we can get them again.
Yeah.
All right, that is your time up, Michael. I'm going to be your timer here.
Yep. Made
Delightful, thank you. Oh, good. So let's make a wrap up.
Yeah, we have lots of new releases coming, so stay tuned.
Heaps of new releases.
There should be some 2025 Britannias getting launched after stream, depending on how busy Adam has been. So take a look out if you wanted the 2025 Britannia. We've got the 1/10 silver, the 1/10 gold, the 1 ounce silver, and the 1 ounce gold with platinum on the way, but that won't be listed. We've also got those Christmas coins, rounds and bars we were looking at earlier. They will be dropping some on Saturday afternoon, some in Saturday evening. Michael was talking about splitting those. And we've got plenty more coming next week as well. We did a over $1 million unboxing of gold. That is
well over $1 million.
Yeah, that's coming. We've got those snake bars we were looking at earlier, and there's a few others that we've still got coming
lots
as
of
well.
Others coming
so jam-packed. We'll see which ones come out and when, and hopefully we'll have some educational stuff in there at the same time.
If we can squeeze it in.
Yeah, hold on to your hats.
And are we committing to next week Pakenham stream?
I don't know. Check my calendar.
All right,
we might from a location next week.
We might be into in Pakenham next week. We will see. But thank you very much for watching, everyone.
Yeah. Sounds good. We'll see you next week.
See you then.
See ya.